I don't know if we just do the things that we do and stay healthy. I think we could play with anyone.
All right, now tonight we have Chris Simonton as well as Mitch Morar, and Chris has been out for a little bit, but he's come back in six catches, 5 catches, and that was not mentioning the catch against El Toro. But already, just the stats are right up there with everybody who's in there all season long. What does he do differently than some of your other receivers?
Chris has a great knack for getting open and understanding, spacing on the field, against the secondary that we're going to play against. And he's kind of a featured guy too. I mean, like I said, that slot receiver is kind of pivotal to our offense. We need a guy that can go and run around in space and run over the middle and catch balls and things like that. And he does a great job. I mean, he was really, really good as a junior, and he's even better as a senior. And he just runs really well, really good routes, and he does a great job of catching the ball away from his body with his hands, which not a lot of young receivers do. And he's a Division I athlete, and hopefully he's going to continue to show that over the next couple of weeks.
How have you seen him respond to the fact that he did miss the first half of the season, yet he stepped up, and once it came time to play league games, he really has been a valuable contribution?
Yeah, it was more about frustration. I mean, he was out from July all the way through September and into October, and I think it was a lot of frustration, and he was afraid to really cut loose. And I think against El Toro, he played a little bit against Elisa Niguel and, kind of got the feeling for the game again. And I still think against El Toro, he wasn't at his 100%. And then once, we got through the El Toro week against Huntington, he really had a coming out party for himself and got a lot of confidence. And that's the way he's been practicing. And, and we expect a lot of good things from him, now and then leading through the playoffs.
And we're also going to be talking to Mitch Morar, and he holds all sorts of records, or at least is looking to hold all sorts of records.
Yeah, Mitch he's a weapon for us. And we play really good special teams, I think. And our kids really buy into what we got a lot of starters and, that are willing to come out and play on special teams. And that doesn't really happen in high school too often. A lot of kids are too cool to play special teams, but not on our team. I think Shane is like amazing on kickoff for us. And him and Donnie sprint and run down there. And we got some starting linebackers that do the same, and which is really nice. And then with the way Mitch kicks the ball and punts and pins people deep, and he had one on Friday night where he punted it down, and Adam Gann made a play and stopped the ball at the 1, and it's just a weapon to have. And he puts the ball in the end zone and won the El Toro game for us. And kickers kind of get a kind of a bad rap because all they do is kick and things like that. But Mitch is he's a funny kid, and our kids really like him, and he's friends with all of them, and his hard work's paying off. And I'm real happy for him and what he's been able to accomplish.
Well, and one of your best scorers too, leading with the team with I think 67 points on the season. Well, thanks, Coach. 8-1 start. Good luck against Northwood, and then into the playoffs.
That's right. Thank you.
We'll be right back with Chris Simonton on the Mustang Football Roundup from Peppino's Italian Restaurant on IBNSports.com. Welcome back to the Mustang Football Roundup on IBNSports.com with the Trabuco Hills senior receiver Chris Simonton. And Chris, you've only been back for a few games, overcoming a hamstring injury. Got to ask you first, how does it feel? You've spent a few years in this program, and your first game back is a big rivalry game with El Toro. What were your emotions like?
Let's see. El Toro game is always a big game for us, especially this year because they stepped it up. They've improved a lot, and we got a whiteout going. They had a blackout, so it was a good game.
How did you feel? I mean, stepping on the field, stepping in pads for the first time, and kind of the extra significance of that game.
It felt good because I was out for first half of the season, which was pretty tough on me, and it just felt good to get in there and help my team get a win.
All of a sudden, you guys are passing a little bit more, and you're a main part of that. 6 catches in that next game, 6 catches again the following week, and then 5 catches Friday night. What do you do that you feel makes you an easy target to get hit on passes so much?
I think I just run really good routes. Me and AJ are usually on the same page. I just get open, catch everything that comes my way.
How important is chemistry with your quarterback? I mean, people sometimes just seeing it, you see the amount of passes and you say, hey, they're on a really good page, but you guys are really in sync. I mean, the way you run your routes, he hits you in stride, and you make the big plays after him.
Yeah, we're really close, I'd say, on and off the field, so, I mean, that helps a lot. And he just puts it in good spots. So.
Being a part of this program for as many years as you've been, How do you kind of rank this team in terms of significance to you personally?
Well, being my senior year, this is probably the most important year, most important team. I think talent-wise, the last few years I've been on the team, this team has probably the most talent as well.
What do you see? How do you see that coming about? I mean, we've talked a lot about just how tight knit you are. Would you attribute that to how close you guys are as a team?
Yeah, I think so. Like on and off the field, our guys are always together, and I think that shows a lot. On the field, everyone has each other's backs, and it shows.
Now, final home game of the regular season in your career, you got to have some kind of extra energy for that, right?
Yeah, I mean it means a lot. Senior year, last home game, playoffs coming up, but those are win or go home. So this is really the last game.
Well, you're talking during the break, and obviously because isn't technically your last game, you have playoffs to come. What kind of focus? What's kind of the conversation in the locker room between you guys about playoffs?
I mean we're pretty confident that we're gonna go deep in the playoffs. I mean we know there's definitely some competition out there, the Tustons and the La Habras, but we're confident in the way we're playing. We're getting better and better every week, and we're seeing ourselves going all the way.
Now, I was talking to Coach before, and I know you were listening. But when you have teams who've been struggling to get the league wins, how do you stay up for those games? How do you keep the energy level high throughout?
I mean the coaches at practice do a good job, telling us that we got to keep working hard, and that this game may not be as tough as opponent, but it's a stepping stone for the games to come, and we can't take a step back, and we got to keep moving forward.
Is there something that you're trying to improve personally before playoffs come?
Not really. Just kind of, keep catching the ball, keep helping my team.
You feel like you're back to 100%?
I'd say yeah. After the Huntington game was really when I felt back to 100% for myself.
Now your numbers are pretty impressive for only playing in 4 games, 18 catches, a couple hundred yards. But I gotta believe that touchdown was pretty special to you. The one that actually stood up, not the one that got waved off.
Yeah, that felt pretty good to, just get in the end zone, kind of get the monkey off my back. The first one felt good too, except for when I saw the penalty flag, but definitely felt good.
It's got to be a little bit of a gut-wrenching penalty, right? You do all that work to get in. And I think that was about a 30-yarder as well.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you see the yellow flags got kind of drop a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but I was pretty sure that I was gonna get another chance in that game to get in the end zone. So.
Well, you did, and you guys have been playing excellent offensively. What have you seen on that side of the ball that's kind of been the change?
Well, AJ at quarterback to start, really, he leads the team well. Everyone's really riding him, and the O-line is definitely getting better every week, which is important too. And then we have 2 solid running backs, which we had from the beginning. And then receivers are just, getting better as well each and every week, just catching more passes.
Now, Thursday night against Northwood, you touched on it a little bit, but how do you kind of view the game heading into it, looking a couple days out?
Well, obviously they've been struggling a little bit, so I think we just go out there and stick to our game plan and just do what we know, run our plays, and I think we'll be fine. We'll handle them pretty well.
Well, that will be the final regular season game for you guys, as Trabuco looks to improve to 9-1 on the season. When we come back, we'll talk to Mitch Mirar on the Mustang Football Roundup on IBN.